Hey guys, it's Peter here. I'm reviewing the new BFDI merch release, and I figured I could talk a little bit about the background of each of these projects, my honest thoughts on them, and every other little detail about which one's best, which one I would recommend buying. I personally think all of them are great. I think the plush and the gelatin nightlight are really good. I think the 4 and X vinyls are going to be amazing for a lot of the fans too, depending on if you're more into playing with action figures or what you want out of the toys. Let me start with the background. So Braden, or Lego TD61, has recently been taking over the plush production for Jack and Jill, and he's been doing an absolutely incredible job. So this right here is one of the first pieces that he took over. This one was actually started, so Brybee was started by Cary and Michael, the actual plush design, while working with the manufacturer. And he came in and basically just made Brybee sparkle, made this amazing. He personally did both Spongy and Flower on his own. Spongy's actually great. It's pretty much just a pillow. It's the right size for a pillow. It's awesome. This is the biggest plush that I think Jack and Jellify's ever released. Yeah, it's definitely the biggest plush that Jack and Jellify's ever released. These are all prototypes, by the way, so they might differ just barely from the final version. The coloring, everything, I love this plush. It's so big. It's just, if you want a pillow, like this is it. Then we've got Flower, and I think Flower might be one of my favorite plush ever. The limbs are just fantastic. They're perfect. The body is perfect. The face is perfect. The petals are perfect. I got to see the process of this thing from start to finish. And Braden, I think this is Magnus Opum right here. I love Flower. So now we'll go on to the 4 and X figurines. So this was actually made out of house by out of house designers. We didn't really have any input on the boxes or the design. It was done by a company called Creator Inc., but they did a pretty good job. These are more action figure-y than a lot of figurines, so you can actually play with them, which I think is a pretty big win. Let me show you the boxes. They did a fantastic job with the boxes. So here's the X box. It actually comes with more packaging like this, but I'm just going to jump straight to the actual box. So you can see the little details here. It's beautiful. I don't have the packaging for the prototypes, unfortunately. So other prototypes like the plush. I'll put prototypes. So here's the 4 and X box. Really, really cool. I think these are collectible. I did this next project. So this is something that I made for Jack and Jellify, which is the gelatin jelly lamp. So this is a new idea. It's like a squishy thing that you can play with. It's a lot of fun to play with. I personally love this a lot, but that's because I made it. So you need to take my comments about this one a little lightly. I've actually updated the design. So here you can see that it sits, so it always sits a little flat. I've actually indented the design so that way the base sits flush with the table. And I also adjusted the way that the power works, so that way it's easier to come out the back and doesn't cause the gelatin to like sit slightly off when you're charging. I'll show you what it looks like in the dark. I'm surprised my phone still has light. So here's the gelatin lamp. It's a lot of fun. Oh, this means it's low power, but oh no, I grabbed one that was low power for the review. There we go. So it comes in different colors. It actually comes with a remote. So here, take a look. Let's see if it has enough power for right now. Yeah, it does. So you can see that it shines. It's enough to light up a room, and it's got a lot of crazy features. Like this is food grade silicone, so you can actually cook inside of it. Don't cook inside gelatin because it has electronics, so you definitely don't want to do that. But it has a remote, so you can control it remotely. Gelatin is one of my favorites. You can actually remove the lighting fixture, and you can see the inside. It's really fun. It's just like you can like throw it and do things with it. Oops, I hit my glasses. So I guess I should talk about the downsides to each of the products now that I talked about how much I love them, and which ones I would personally buy, like what my shopping cart would look like on Jack and Jellify. I think Flower is perfect. The limbs are perfect. The arms are perfect. It's not like a very huggable plush. It's more of something that's more like a decorative plush. You know, Spongy is like a more huggable plush. It's more of something that you can sleep on. Now I guess we'll go to Brybee. Brybee might have the point get a little damaged if you keep dropping it. And then Brybee, for the shape, has to have cardboard in it, or like this harder material. So just be aware that it's not like the softest, squishiest thing to hug. It's more of a decorative item in my opinion. But then we've got Spongy, which I think is huge, which means you probably don't want to be traveling with it, but you can use it on your bed as a pillow, like for all sorts of different things. I think this one is perfect. It's big. I think it's vacuum sealed when it's going to be shipped, so it'll be really flat, which is actually way more convenient for transportation, but once it's in your house and you open it up, it's awesome. I love Spongy. These figurines, they're beautiful. They did a really good job with the seam here. The limbs are a little stiff, but it's a pretty good product. You can play with them. Let's see. You can play with them, you can move them. Like, you can see that the limbs just are a little stiff. It might wear out the paint just barely unless they made it solid. Actually, no, I think they made it a solid color, so it won't wear out the paint. Nope. So this is totally fine. I mean, if you like playing with figurines, this is great. I don't think it can stand though. Let's see. Or maybe it can. Wow. Yeah, 4 can stand. Pretty sure X can do the same. I was totally wrong. It's slightly different than the prototypes when we open up the finalized version, just because the way that we make prototypes differs from how things are made in mass. So I think they can correct a lot of this stuff in mass. So yeah, perfect. It can stand. That's actually really cool. They weighted it. I was not expecting that. And then the gelatin lamp, I guess you have to be careful over time with the arms if you're going to be like playing dodgeball with it, because the arms will get a little loose. I'm biased, so you have to really take this with a grain of salt when I show gelatin. But I love the shape. Oh, the downsides. I need to talk about the downsides. Order it. So what would my shopping list be if I was to buy what's on the store and I couldn't choose everything? I would choose, personally, flour first. I would choose the gelatin jelly lamp second. I would choose, if I could pick one more, 4 or Spongy. I would be tied between 4 and Spongy. They're both really good. So I'd say first, second, 4 and Spongy are tied, but if you love Ruby or X, those are pretty good too. I think everything that's being released is quite good. I haven't actually had the chance to see the gelatin box yet. We have the 3D model of it. I think the color is going to be a little darker than what's in the 3D box. But yeah, I made sure to include, I'm going to talk more about gelatin because I made gelatin with, I made it with SirRyan. He's the guy who did the really cool 3D island scene recently in BFDI. I think it was 14. It comes with a charger. It comes with a plug. I didn't want to leave people without that. The light here, it looks a lot more uniform in person. Here you can see that it looks like it's a lot brighter on top and dark on the bottom. But when you look at it in person, it's almost uniform. It looks more like this on the back. I think it might just be the face causing weight, because it really does look, it looks way more like this. I don't know what's going on with the camera, but maybe there's a little light difference. Hey guys, I'm back. I brought the original prototype, so I can show. These are also prototypes, but I'm talking about the original vision for the lamp, which we changed because we wanted to make it as good as possible. So I'm quite happy with where it is now, but I figure I could still show you where it began. So here we go. Sorry, I had to put the light back in. So I think this one is clappable. Yeah, there we go. Here, I'll turn off the light so you can clap, and the light just changes. Here is the original lamp. I'm gonna set gelatin down for a second and bring you the first one. This one is gigantic. It is, for size comparison, significantly bigger, and that means the light is actually a lot duller on it, so you can't really see the full brightness that comes from the little one. Here, oh, you can see that this one is quite a bit brighter. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, so we decided that this was not the way to go. We chose not to move forward with this model and chose a smaller model, which is way more fun. This thing bounces, like you can like bounce it against things. Try not to drop it on the base though, because I don't want you to break the electronics. But it's bouncy, it's fun. You can punch it, you can do all sorts of things with it. It has the remote, so you can turn it on and off. So you can actually set the color, which is cool because what I did, here, I'll turn the light off one more time. Put these next to each other. Turn the light off. So I actually set this so that way they are controllable together. So you can actually synchronize them with the same remote. So they're all on the same frequency, which really does allow you to do some pretty wild things with them. The one downside is the color range on this is a lot less vibrant than the color range of the actual light itself. So the actual light itself has a ton of colors that it can do. Because gelatin is made out of green silicone, the green absorbs a lot of the frequencies of light and pretty much only allows green or red or a slight white to come through, or a slight turquoisey color. So that I don't think is a big issue. I actually think it's better this way. The thing is that if yeah, well, it's better to have it this way because then you get the remote, you get all this other stuff that comes with this kind of a thing, so you can actually control it and set it to timers and have it become a gradient. I love this, and I guess this is my product review, and I hope you guys enjoy. And yeah, check out Gelatin. It's made by me, and then Ruby, Flower, and Spongy were made by Braden, Lego TD61. Here you go. And then the last batch, this is made by the same people that work with II on their merch. They did 4 and X. So that's Creator Inc. These are all fun. I think you'll be happy no matter what you get this year. All of them are great. So, bye guys.